So I just want to preface this by saying this video is inspired by the ex of the girl I liked. Yo, it's Gio. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna be discussing really weird coincidences that happened to me while reading a certain book. As I said from the intro, this video was inspired by the ex of the girl I liked, so kind of fitting that I wear a hoodie that she gave me. I have 10 books here that I read, and for some reason weird coincidences happen while reading the book that pertains to the book, or sometimes that relates to the book, or sometimes words that appear on the book, stuff like that. I don't know if I'm just a sidekick. I don't know if I'm just that powerful, if I'm a prophet. I don't know.
It just happens to me for some reason.
And it kind of freaks me out, but kind of make me feel good about myself because I guess the universe likes me for some reason.
Story time.
Let's just go back from the beginning. So I kind of met this girl at a wedding reception, wrote a song about her. It's just 2 lines. It goes like, "We met at a wedding reception." Just gonna stop it. So yeah, I met this girl at a wedding reception. She just broke it off with her ex. We both have a common friend. Me and that common friend that we have, we are traveling, and I was reading Jane Doe, the book Jane Doe, right? Yeah, I was reading this Jane Doe in this trip. So we were traveling because we will be shooting a debut video. So yeah, we were doing that. We were traveling, and I was reading this book, right? And then at night, she was telling the story of that friend, that girl that I liked, her story. And she just got off her relationship with this guy, and then she tells me the name of the guy. And guess freaking what? The antagonist of Jane freaking Doe is the same name as her ex. I'm speechless right now because she was describing this ex, right? Let me preface this by saying I don't know the guy. I just heard stories about him. Based on the stories, according to them, he was like a boy. He was just a boy. And what do you know? The antagonist of Jane Doe, which is named Steven, by the way, is misogynistic, is a boy. Not saying it's the same person, same attitude, same characteristics. I'm just saying though, it's kind of weird that I discovered the name of the ex the same time that I was reading Jane Doe, the book. That's just one, the first one. The next one is, while I was reading The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager, or Riley Sager, you know the dude. I keep talking about him in my channel. Well, I was reading that. For some reason, I was also watching the last season of American Horror Story, which is 1984, which is set in a freaking summer camp. What's The Last Time I Lied about? A freaking summer camp, a murder mystery revolving around summer camp. I actually included that on my review. I said, tell me why American Horror Story Camp decided to premiere once I was halfway through the book. I didn't have any knowledge AHS was gonna do a summer camp, and I didn't have any knowledge that what I will be reading, Riley Sager, is a summer camp book. What are the freaking odds that I decided to pick Riley Sager's book up, and then AHS, which is one of my favorite shows, by the way, premiered with its new season, and that season is all about summer camp. Interesting. The next one. This legit gave me goosebumps when I read this book. Oh, and by the way, ever since that Jane Doe coincidence, that Stephen coincidence, I started listing these down so I won't forget. I didn't know these things were useful until now. So, the next book. So, I was reading He Started It by Samantha Downing, okay? The book is about this group of siblings who goes into this road trip and they visit museums, all good and well until there was one passage. There was one statement in the museum, okay? And it said, "The ghosts of our youth revealed glimpses, brief and few, but even so, a chance to fulfill that dream, playing one more game." John Crawford, Codger Poe, dedication, September 15, 1991. Guess when I read He Started It. Let me go into Goodreads, okay? I shelved the book on September 11. I click currently reading. I started reading September 11. Guess what date I finished the book? September 18, 2020. And it said September 15 here, 1991. For some reason, the moment I read that passage, I was reading the freaking book on September 15, 2020, the day before my birthday. Virgos. Raise up if you're a Virgo. What are the odds that I was reading a book and it mentioned September 15 and I read the freaking book at September 15, the day before my freaking birthday? What are the freaking odds? That's like the same as Stephen one. Like for the last time I lied, I was like, okay, that could happen to anyone. You could orchestrate it. But this and the Stephen one, no, can't fake that. You really can't fake that. Okay, so the next one. Remember my January video, the reading vintage romance pocket books, which are problematic? Remember that video? What books did I read? You can't answer me, but I'll answer it for you. It's All Else Confusion by Betty Niels and Bitter Enchantment by Yvonne Whittle. Two of those books have something in common: the problematicness and marriage. Jake was like,
"This is a perfect place to tell you this. Are you gonna marry me, Agnes?"
You met this girl like for a week, 2 week stops, I think, because I don't have a concept of time anymore. You know what he proposes? That he and Melanie have a wedding and make it official. And eventually, after a lot of pages of talking, Melanie accepts since she has no choice. Guess who got married the day I was reading that? Obviously not me because I'm still single. My churchmate got married the day I was reading Bitter Enchantment. I didn't know that she was getting married that day. I didn't know that the pocketbooks would involve marriage. I know there would be some cringy love scenes, but I didn't know my friend would get married. And those books would have marriage in them. Also, those are like the prime really coincidences. The next ones I'll mention, I'm just like talking up my ass. It's just weird that I had those previous coincidences that happened, and now the next ones that I'm gonna say happened to me. I don't know. It's just a bit sus. Lord. What are you trying to say, Lord? So this one, I was reading Imaginary Friend on, let's check Goodreads just to be sure, we don't want to be caught in a scandal. I shelved it. I clicked one to read on November 15, 2020. I started reading it, okay? Take note of this. I started reading it on December 25, 2020. Christmas Day. Okay, you read Imaginary Friend on Christmas Day. What about it? What's something special about that? Well, there's a plot that involves around Christmas Day on that book. If you've read Imaginary Friends, you can attest to this. Please attest to this in the comments. Tell the people if there's like a skeptic, there's like a heavy plot around Christmas Day, especially Christmas Day on Imaginary Friend. Look, if you read a synopsis. Oh. I was gonna say on the synopsis there isn't any mention on Christmas, but I just checked. There is. There is. But I didn't realize this when I was reading the book. So my thoughts on last year why I picked this heavy book up is to have a head start on my reading for the next year so that I'd finish the thickest book so that on next year I would have to pick up the thinner books. Anyways, that's just weird, right? That I started reading on Christmas Day, December 25th, and there's a Christmas element on the book. It's just freaking weird. And the next coincidence that happened, again, this just like really talking up my ass now. While I was reading The Dinner by Herman Koch for a video that's in the card somewhere, it made mention about a certain religion. And it's like a specific religion word. So if you're a Christian, you know that there are different types of Christian. There's like Jehovah Witness. There's like, I don't know. But yeah, it made mention about born again Christian. That's my freaking religion. That's my freaking religion. Okay. Again, talking up my ass. Anyone could be a Christian reading the book. I get it. Talking up my ass. The next one also is like, this could happen to anyone. You're just talking nonsense now, Gio. You are losing me right now. Wait for the last book that I'm reading right now. It surely would spook you. So, Folklore came out, right? Taylor Swift's album. And the best song in that album, apart from Betty, is The Last Great American Dynasty. I love that song. The wedding was charming if a little gauche. There's only so far no money goes. They picked out a home and call it Holiday House.
And that is what toxic abusive people do, is they will deflect onto you as hard as you can. Point the finger, pull the trigger, throw them off your trail. You'll get yours eventually.
I'm like the Gabby Hanna meme right now, like, or I just randomly sing. Anyways, that's my favorite song, right? Taylor Swift is one of Gabby from Gabby Reed's favorite artists. She has a lot of Taylor Swift merch. Just send it at that, okay? And so, her first book pick from her book club, which is the Book Troop, is The Wife Upstairs.
With that being said, the book that I'm going to choose to read together with you in January is The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins.
And what do you freaking know? The Wife Upstairs has the word gauche, which I just freaking sang on the song called The Last Great American Dynasty, which is sang by who? Taylor Motherfrickin' Swift, which is Gabby from Gabby Reed's favorite artist, which picked the what? The what book? What book? Sorry, I can't hear you. The Wife Upstairs, which I read. What can you say about that? Again, talking up my ass. I get it. Like, anyone could read that book. Talking up my ass, okay? I accept it. This next one, you just watch my video. Dan Twitter picks my horror books. I just mentioned it there, casually. So while I was reading Camp Slaughter, there's a character named Fletcher. And I didn't freaking plan that. But the moment I read that book, the day after that, I was creating the fan cam for who? Miss Carrie Fletcher, for the video I have called Stan Twitter Picks My TBR. And you might be saying, okay, Gio, you just read Camp Slaughter and decided to do Fletcher as an artist so you could do this future video. Let me show you some receipts. So, I have this Trello board that I keep my video ideas. I created this card on January 7, 8:30 a.m. When did I read Camp Slaughter, you may ask? Well, I'm happy to tell you I started reading it on February 6, 2021. Finished reading it on February 11, 2021. You cannot say that I'm faking that out. There's literally like 3 artists on that card right now. And it's Fletcher, Miss Kira, and Rose. That is like my top 3. Because I think those two, Kira and Fletcher, are kind of like underrated right now. And I want to shed some light about their music. Bro, you cannot say I'm freaking faking it right now. Okay? Again, after that video, right? I was, what book won the poll as the second one? Fletcher Stands. I read No One Gets Out Alive by Adam Neville. You might be saying, what's so special about that? Okay, we get it. You're like gifted or something. You're like a psychic or something. Well, the main character's name is Stephanie. And for some freaking reason, the day after that, I discovered Miss Mango Butt's channel. And I got addicted to this channel. And what is her name? Her name is Stephanie Sue. And I wish I could show you how many videos and how many hours I've spent watching her videos, listening to her podcast. Again, talking up my ass. I get it. Can I get it? This is the last one, okay? And this might be one of the most spookiest one. So, you know what people say about House of Leaves, right? I'm currently reading that book.